Welcome to the Winning Edge Investments Podcast. Winning Edge Investments provides industry-leading horse racing and sports betting tips, ratings and education, enabling you to invest intelligently and treat your betting like a business. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com to learn more about how you can start to supercharge your betting bank immediately. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.
It's 10:43, winningedgeinvestments.com. Tips, ratings and betting education for racing and sports. They've had a wonderful start to the spring, and the man who's the star of the show at Winning Edge Investments is Dean Evans, and he joins us now. Good morning, Dino.
Good morning, Gareth. How are you?
Great weekend of racing. We'll get straight into it. We'll preview the Underwood Stakes first of all, and having a look at this market, this has been some go with Bet365. Sir Delius is now $2 and the strong favourite. Buckaroo at $5, Moyer at $5.50, and then double figures led by Desert Lightning at $12. How do you read the SEN Underwood Stakes tomorrow?
Yeah, it was a key stepping stone towards the major races, the Cox Plate and the Caulfield Cup. Buckaroo won it last year, but good horses, Alligator Blood, Zaki, Dundee, Ocean Park, Lion Tamer will win this race. Whether this year is quite that ilk remains to be seen. It's interesting, the last 14 years, the winner of this race has run in either a Group 1 or a Group 2 at both of its last two starts. And the only horse that actually qualifies for that this year is Buckaroo.
Yeah.
12 of the last 14 winners have been finished in the first four, and again, so the only horses finished sort of in the money in a Group 1 or Group 2 at the last starts are Buckaroo and Sir Delius. Horses coming off 1400 have a really good profitable profile, winning 5 out of 33 runners, coming off a 21-day break, 7 winners over 54 runners. Geldings also have a better profile over Entire, so it's looking down to sort of Buckaroo and Sir Delius. So yeah. I think at the way the markets are, I'm definitely leaning towards Buckaroo. No horse has been worse than 6th on the turn either in the last 14 years. So it's a race where you want to sort of settle handy. That means you sort of got Desert Lightning and Golden Path leading, Smoking Romans and Sir Delius probably get good runs in behind. And then Moira and Buckaroo I think will be taking on and within striking distance on the turn too. Moira is a really interesting horse too. I think having won a Breeders' Cup and is finally getting up to the right distance range, and she ran plus 9.4 the last 600 quickest of the day at Moonee Valley, so she's talented too. Looks like a race in 3 there, but I think with the way the profiling this race comes up, Buckaroo really put the writing on the wall with his Memsey Stakes first up run, and I'd be leaning towards Buckaroo as a good bet in this race. I think Sir Delius is just too short, and I think Moira is the other one who could spoil the party.
All right, then. So you're keen on the top 3 in the market, but Buckaroo, which is the second favourite to go back-to-back in the SEN Underwood Stakes. The Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes is the Group 1 handicap conditions. Love this race over the 1400. Angel Capital's been clearly the best all week with best backed anyway all week with Bet365, $3.30 now. Seppel's $4.60. Can another wheel bounce back? He's at $7. Arkansas Kid at $8.50, and then double figures led by the 2 mares. Miss Rubini, $14, and Damask Rose is at $15 here, Dino.
Yeah, a few interesting points in this race. 12 of the last 14 winners have been a 4 or 5-year-old. There's only been 1 winner in the last 14 years that's had 25 or more starts. So it's usually a race where you want to find that sort of up-and-coming horse that beat the handicapper. Horses on 52 kg, they won 7 from 52 runners, and then above 52 kg, 7 winners from 160 runners. So if you can find that sort of up-and-coming horse down the bottom of the weights, that's quite advantageous. One of the other interesting factors is horses drawn from 13 or more have won 5 from 41, as opposed to, say, horses drawn in the inside 4 barriers that only won 1 from 56 runners. So it's a race where you can sometimes throw the map out. In fact, if you look at the winner of the last 4 years, Sierra Sue was 4 wide, no cover throughout. Call Sign Mav 3 years ago was 5 wide, no cover throughout. Okay. Magic Time was 3 wide, no cover 2 years ago, and Komochi was sort of 3 and 4 wide throughout. So it's a race where you can sort of sit wide by this time of the day with the rail 6 metres out and win. The other interesting factor here that's quite important for some of the favourites is, from my database, anything that's ranked sort of being 13th or worst in running hasn't won in the last 14 years. and neither is the horse sitting in first three and running. That impacts both Angel Capital and Damask Rose, who look to map as the last two in the race, based on my database and their natural settling positions. So I'm opposed certainly to Angel Capital. The horse I like is Miss Rumbini, who we've spoken about before. She's had 9 starts for 5 wins in 4 seconds. She was huge first up, and 4 wide, no cover throughout. Only got run down by Magic Time as a high quality horse. She sort of fits the profile. She's been set for this second up. She's drawn wide. She maps really poorly, but like I said, that's actually the map in the last 4 years that's won this race virtually every time. I just think some of the key dangers like Angel Capital and Damask Rose are going to get so far back that I just can't have them for this race. So I think at around sort of $15, Miss Rumbini just looks like a really, really good each way bet. And I think the main danger is Seeples, who's unbeaten from 4 starts over 1,400, just so well weighted. Again, drawn wide, but that's a positive here. And Craig Williams has won this race 4 times in the last 13 years. He's just the right rider for this race, and that's sort of the right profile. So I think Miss Rumbini is a great value, and I think Seeples is the other one that's the danger.
It's interesting there. With a recent history, doesn't matter if you're wide in a Sir Rupert Clarke stakes, which will help Seppel's case because he'll be probably going forward and he might be caught out on a limb at some stage anyway of that race. So I find that fascinating there, looking back at history. Let's have a look at the Jim Maloney Stakes, which is race 6 on the program. Vivid Sun's had good backing. Peter Moody keen on her chances. She's unbeaten. She's at 290. Cherish Me into 650. The Playwright, they're backing again, 750. Ruska Roma at $8. Lathlane at $8. Spicy Lou, the Canberra Galloper at $8.50. And then Shadow Easy at $10 here. The Tasmanian Saini Girl at $15. What do you make of the Jim Maloney here, Dean?
Yeah, I think there's a really good filly in this race. She got back and ran on really well for 4th in the Pakenham 800 metre 12th of August jump out. Just looked really, really strong in that jump out. We backed her first up at Sandown at St Peter Moody horse, Vivid Sun. Yep. She just won so impressively there at Sandown. Beat what looked a good field. Ran really good, strong closing sectionals. And I just think she's a really high quality 3-year-old filly who could win here, and then they could even go to the Flight Stakes or continue on to the 1,000 Guineas. But I think she's really high quality. The other horse at sort of double figure odds, who I think's got plenty of talent too, is Chateau Ease. She jumped out really well at Caulfield on the 13th of August. Just absolutely flew home and looked like a real star. And she won her debut race for us by about 3 lengths at Benalla and ran a really good time, plus 5.9 last 600. So I think she's a really high quality 3-year-old filly too for Mark Walker, Chateau Ease. But hard to beat Vivid Sun, who's top quality, and Chateau Ease for a bit of value.
We'll go to Sydney now and have a look at the T-Rose, which is a Group 2 for the 3-year-old fillies. Apocalyptic was pretty good there the other day, first up. She's at 310. Tupakara at 360. Within the Law, just can't draw a gate at $4.80. And then Queen of Clubs at $9. How do you read this race?
Yeah, Apocalyptic is a horse I've been talking about with you for...
you love her.
Since the start of the spring, I think that she's a real superstar. She trialled like a real star at Warwick Farm sort of in early August. Ran the quickest of 136 triallers on the day for the last 400. And, she was really impressive first up. I thought if there was a race where she was sort of, maybe a bit beatable, stuck on the fence there in the ruck was the Furious, and she just came out and won really, really well. I think second up here, she maps really nicely, sort of 3 pairs pack, 1 out. I think, within the Law, the danger's sort of, it could be caught 3 or 4 wide out there, and Chupacabra sort of stuck on the fence. I just think she profiles really nicely again here, Apocalyptic. I think she's a Group 1 horse. We took about $13 for the Flight Stakes, and she's a favourite for that. And I'd see her winning again here and going on to the Flight Stakes as a pretty hot favourite. Yeah,
I love the push there. And then we go, of course, to the Kingston Town. This is a race that you'll be looking at closely because Winning Edge Investments has purchased or bought into Vauban along with Australian Bloodstock. And Adrian Bott, geez, he was bullish when I had a chat to him yesterday about Vauban. He's into $2.30 now. Alamaz is at $4.40, Birdman $6, Arapaho at $6.50, and then big prices for the rest here. So can your horse win the Kingston Town, mate?
Yeah, look, I think so. He looks to map pretty well.
Yeah.
He might get a nice run, sort of 3 pairs back and one off the fence. There's a few sort of drawn out wide that might need to push forward, but I think he's going to get that nice run, sort of 3 pairs back and one out, and then just extricate himself and charge home. Really put the writing on the wall there with a really nice first up run with Chelmsford. He won the Sky High over this distance, this sort of level first up last, beating Arapaho and Lindemann, and I just think there's the right race for him as he continues his march towards the Caulfield Cup and gives both us and one of your listeners a really exciting opportunity for that $5 million Caulfield Cup.
How good's this competition? Thanks to Winning Edge Investments teaming up with us here at SEN and RSN. And it's a competition that will give you a double pass, basically, 2 tickets to either, this is of your choice, Everest Day in a corporate area or at Caulfield. And you get, I think it's 1%, you get a share of Vauban anyway. And if Vauban wins the Caulfield Cup, you win up to $30,000. It's the best prize I think we've ever given away here on Giddy Up.
Yeah, fantastic prize. Really excited. Like you said, two tickets to the corporate area worth sort of $5,000 to either the Everest or the Caulfield Cup, and then 1% ownership in Vauban for the day, which could get you up to $30,000 if he can win. And he's certainly right up there at the top of the markets. And if he wins impressively on Saturday, he may well top the markets. Got a reasonable weight, so we're pretty happy with how things are shaping up with him. And you just got to pop down to sen.com.au/win, chuck in your details. Put in there, with 25 words or less, why you deserve to win the ultimate race day out, and that prize can be all yours. And it's not like sort of lotto and things where you've got a 1 in 10 million chance of winning. There's hundreds of entries. It's not thousands. So you're a 1 in hundreds chance of winning a prize up to sort of $30,000 and have a fantastic day out. So it's definitely worth entering.
Yeah. So sen.com.au/win. You got to say in 25 words or less why you should be winning this prize. I'll just say Dean Evans is my favourite form guru. I loved his troll mail that I've been getting for years. He's the greatest of all time, and Vauban's my favourite horse. And away you go.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to play.
Dino, thanks very much for your time, mate. Love your insights, your historic stats. It's going to be a great day there tomorrow, and both in Sydney and Melbourne, and we wish you the best of luck with Vauban.
Sure is. Thanks, Gareth. Appreciate it.
There we go. There is Dean Evans. Nikita Ross isn't far away from country racing Victoria. It's a good day at Ballarat today. The Golden Nugget, one of my favourite country races. It's changed its dates there over the years, but we're racing there today, and they tell me it's blowing a gale. The text messages are flowing through there regarding the conditions at Dowling Forest. So looking forward to catching up with Nikita, and then we'll find you plenty of winners with bag of tips today. Heath Pope will run through the quaddie leagues at Ballarat. We'll also catch up with Mickey Gunner, who's going to do the form for us for that Newcastle meeting. Should be a beauty there today. It's one of their biggest days at Newcastle with the Newcastle Cup. You've also got the Cameron Handicap, which is also always an intriguing race. It's usually a good lead-up race to an event like the Epsom. So looking forward to that. And 0499 736 736 is the number that you can text us because I've got another few passes to give away for the deck at Caulfield tomorrow. And the question I posed to you, we just had Dean Evans on the line. Who won last year's SEN Underwood Stakes? Who won last year's SEN Underwood Stakes and who rode the horse? So I want who won it and who rode the horse. 0499 736 736. We've still got a few double passes to give away. Up to $75 those tickets are worth. So it's a great price to have. Tags and the team will be there as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a break. This is Giddy Up, all thanks to Bet365. The Country Racing Victoria Report coming up next with Nikita Ross.